Hey everyone, it's Liz from West Star Tarot, and I'm taking a little hiatus, I guess, from my series that I'm doing on culling my deck collection. And I'm just taking I'm going to take a few minutes out to talk about the decks that I'm going to work with in autumn. We're now in the last week, boo-hoo, of summer. And so I've been thinking about decks that I want to use for the upcoming season. So as I was going through my collection, a couple decks stood out to me. So I have 1, 2, 3 tarot and 4 oracle. So let's start with the tarot. So, of course, Greenwood will be in my rotation for for autumn. I usually, oh boy, these cards are really slippery. I often will use Wildwood in the autumn, but since this year I now have the Greenwood Tarot, I think I'm going to use this one and see how that works out. So that's the first one. Oh, I'm so excited to have this deck. It's so exciting. Okay, so that is the first deck up for autumn. Let me just put that back in the little pouch that I got for this deck, if I can do that simply. All right, next up is a deck that's new to me, and this is the Raven's Dream Tarot by MJ Cullinan. It's her most recent deck, and oh, is it still in order? Oh, no, I shuffled it. Okay. I didn't think I'd ever used it, but I guess I have. So, crows and woodsy stuff. Oh, look at the hummingbirds. I just thought it seemed autumnal. I don't get this elephant. All the other animals make sense to me. They're sort of cohesive and coordinated, and then there's an elephant. But anyway, this is a deck. I haven't really worked much with this at all. I think I did like maybe a deck interview spread or something. But I am looking forward to exploring this one. There is a guidebook, and it has like kind of some stories in it, but I think this is a deck that you don't need the guidebook for. I'll just work with it as I work with it. And then this was a deck that I kind of rediscovered in my, as I was going through my collection, and it's called, I think, the Healing Earth. Yeah, Healing Earth Tarot. And I thought, oh, I haven't really worked much with this. I've had it for years. I mentioned I got it off the swap table at a tarot conference. And so I don't know if like some of the borders, I don't know, there was something about it that made me feel like it was sort of autumnal. So I thought, I'm going to pull this one out because I have not used it in forever and a day. So that is the Healing Earth Tarot. And that will be the third tarot deck. I haven't 100% decided if I'm going to participate in Esther at Mindful Tarot's deck challenge, drop 'em 78. It's the last 78 days of the year. You just use one deck and explore it card by card, one card a day. I'm going to be traveling the last couple weeks of October, and that's when it starts. And I just thought, I don't know that I'll be able to keep up with things when I'm traveling, and then I don't want to end up being 2 weeks behind from the jump. But if I do end up participating in that, I'll be using Daughters of the Moon. So there's my tarot. Next up are the Oracle. So this is a deck that I really think of in winter and fall. It's the Messenger cards by Sandra Kuntz, and it's a square deck. And wow. Sorry. I really love this deck a lot. I've had it for years. It's just lovely. And I like the guidebook. I like the messages. So there's, like this is called The Gentle Awakening, The Destiny of One. And there's a lot of crows in it, quite a few cards with crows. But I just love it, and I feel like it definitely has fall and winter feeling to it. And I haven't spent a lot of time with this deck in the recent past. So again, as I was going through my deck collection, I thought, you know what? I'm going to bring you out. All right, next up is this one. This is Between the Worlds by Monica Bodersky. And I mean, her other decks, the art style doesn't really do it for me. And a friend of mine gave this to me as a gift. And when I first saw it, it's called Between the Worlds Shadow Casting with Bone and Curio Oracle Cards. I thought, oh boy, I don't know about that. And you know, this is kind of the good thing of having someone give you a deck, because I would have never picked this deck up for myself, I don't think. And yet, when I have used it, I've just gotten some incredible readings. I've just pulled like maybe 1 or 2 cards at a time. I really like it. It's powerful. The guidebook is really good. It's got stories, like each card has, let me see, each card has a story. Well, it has the name of the card, keyword, story. Then it talks about the item itself, a message, and advice. So it's got about 3 pages for each card. And I thought that the color palette was actually sort of autumnal. So I'm going to use this one. I've actually started with it. I did a pull yesterday, and it was on point, I'll tell you. So I'm really liking this one, and that's going to go into the autumn rotation. I thought, well, I'd like to have a plant oracle. And so I'm going to use this one, the Herbal Astrology Oracle by Adriana Ayales. I thought about this one this is another chunky guidebook. This is a Hay House. I love inside the box. It says, "You are the medicine." I like that. And I thought this would be a good fall into winter plant deck because of the color palette. Some of my other herbal decks are much more brightly colored. And I just thought this color palette was nice for this time of year as we go into the, darker, stiller months. So this is another deck that I'll be working with. I love the herbs that have been chosen for this deck. Some of them are, comfrey, St. John's wort, lavender rose, those kinds of herbs that, at least in Western herbal medicine, are fairly common. But there's some, look at that hibiscus, whoa. But there are some herbs, nettle is, is one of the more common herbs in our Western pantheon. But there's some herbs in here that are poisonous, hallucinogenic, And there are herbs that I'd never heard of. Not even though I'm an herbalist, I don't think I could know every plant in the world. But it's just kind of fun to be exploring herbs that I've never heard of. I'm looking forward to working with this one. And I'm hoping that I might even, make some teas or some sort of remedies to go along with the herbal cards that I pull. So maybe I might just do like one a week and work with that herb in a sort of body, mind, spirit way. So that leaves last but not least, this deck I just got. So right in the middle of all my culling, I bought a deck. And I'm like, oh man, no, you're culling. But I came across this deck, which has been on my wish list for a couple of years, and it's out of print. It's going to be republished via Kickstarter, I think, next summer. But I didn't feel like waiting for a year, and I like this edition, so I thought, you know what? I found this person. I won't. I'll tell you, it's Earth, Moon, and Shadow. So I found someone in an online Facebook group who was willing to sell this to me. They sold it to me for what they paid for it, and because we were both in the States, the shipping was very reasonable. And so I just got this yesterday. And I did a 3-card kind of get to know you pull this morning. And man, it was really powerful. So I feel like this is going to be quite an incredible deck to work with. And it is a deck to explore the darker shadow regions of yourself. But from the 3 cards I pulled, it wasn't like they were scary or something. I mean, I don't know, it was powerful. That to me is great. I'll take powerful. So I'm excited about this and exploring this. And I think this artwork, I didn't even say. So this is by the Ruin Vervain, the folks who did the Wisdom of Pooh deck, Serafina Mesa, and the artwork is Kat Amsel. I think the artwork is gorgeous, and the guidebook is beautifully written. So I'm excited about that. So those are the decks I'll be using. And in addition, if I do participate in Esther's Drop 'em 78, I'll be also using Daughters of the Moon. What do you think? Do these decks seem autumnal to you? What decks have you decided to work with this upcoming season? I'd love to know. So all the best, peace and love.